Hey guys, welcome to the channel and another video. Today I'm going to be watching Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory by Mel Stewart, starring Gene Wilder. I haven't heard of or seen any of Stewart's work before, although I'm somewhat familiar with the story here, which was written by Roald Dahl. It's a story that we were read at school when I was very young, and they probably even showed us the film too, but then again, I was way too young to remember. I do know the basic premise of the plot, that Willy Wonka, a chocolate maker, invites a young boy named Charlie to tour his chocolate factory, where we meet Oompa Loompas and other weird stuff. I do have to tell you beforehand that due to YouTube's strict music copyright rules, most if not all the actual songs will unfortunately be cut from the video. As you might already know by now, I really loved Gene Wilder's performance in Blazing Saddles. Do check that out on my channel. He's an excellent and very expressive actor, so I would love to see what he does with the Willy Wonka character. On the other hand, I'm aware of the 2005 Burton Depp remake, which I didn't watch properly, to be honest, due to my well-known, let's say, dislike of the Burton Depp collaborations. I love their work separately, just not together. Having said that, I will definitely watch Ed Wood, as everybody in a previous video said that it was definitely worth watching and probably their best collaboration. But before we get into it, to help support the channel, I have a Patreon page for full-length reactions to over 50 movies, early access, and weekly polls for what to watch next. You'll need your own copy to watch along, of course. Please consider being a patron. Please subscribe to the channel. Do check out my other videos. Like if you liked this video, dislike it if you didn't. With all that being said, let's get started. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Stewart, Wilder. Let's go! Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, starring Gene Wilder. Chocolate wafers. Yum. This music sounds familiar. The famous Wonka bar. So I'm assuming this film is set somewhere around the late 60s, just judging by the fact that it came out in 71.
Candyman and posse mixes it with love and makes the world taste good.
Just judging from the first 5 minutes, it seems like a very wholesome film. Oh man. This has to be Charlie. He's shown separated from the other kids.
It's payday, Mr. Jopek.
You're right.
Thanks.
I'm a little worried that there are too many good songs and they have to be cut for the YouTube edit. Oh man. That's Wonka's factory.
Nobody ever goes in. Nobody ever comes out.
So it's mysterious.
With the four of you bedridden for the past 20 years, it takes a lot of work to keep this family going.
As soon as I get my strength back, I'm going to get out of this bed and help him.
It's my first payday.
Good for you.
Here's what's left.
What a selfless young man.
Dressed as workers to steal Mr. Wonka's secret recipes, especially Slugworth. About 3 years later, the most amazing thing happened. The factory started working again, but the gates stayed locked so that no one, not even Mr. Slugworth, could steal them.
Someone must be helping Mr. Wonka work the factory. Who are they?
The Oompa Loompas?
It's the biggest mystery of them all.
But it's a great way to set the story up, seriously though.
What's happening?
Willy Wonka's opening his factory. He's gonna let people in.
Class dismissed.
No, it's only for 5 people. Inside 5 Wonka bars. You gotta buy Wonka bars to find them.
Class dismissed.
Oh, that's where that song comes from. I've got a golden ticket.
Do you think I've got a chance to find one?
One. I'm counting on you to find all 5.
What a great marketing strategy, which has been used and reused over the past 50 years. Hey, that's the White House.
The first golden ticket was found in the small town of Dusselheim, Germany.
Feel sorry for Wonka. It's gonna cost him a fortune in fudge.
Mr. Gloob, would you mind saying...
And here's a little gift from Grandpa George and me.
I got it!
Where? Where?
Let's see. Fooled you, didn't I? You thought I really had it.
They don't want to find it. They're
jealous of me?
Sweetheart, I can't push them no harder. 19,000 bars an hour they're shelling. 760,000 they've done so far.
Whoa.
You promised, Daddy. You promised I'd have it the very first day.
What can I do?
I got it!
She needs some proper disciplining, man.
I found the golden tickets!
Oh, it's that same man.
This machine will tell us the precise location of the 3 remaining golden tickets. It says, I won't tell, that would be cheating.
Here it is, golden ticket number 3, and it's all mine.
It's the same man again.
Everything all right at school?
Yep.
And after this contest is over, you'll be no different from the billions of others who didn't find one.
A realist, the mother.
One day things will change.
When will they change?
Probably when you least expect it.
Cheer up, Charlie. Give me a smile.
Stewart is using songs at emotional moments in the film. That's something to note.
There's only one golden ticket left in the entire world. Is Mr. Mike TV.
His name is Mike TV.
You love to watch TV, Mike?
You bet. Wait till I get a real one. Colt 45. Pop won't let me have one yet, will you, Pop?
Not till you're 12, son.
He's been to all 4.
Grandpa.
Go on, open it. Here goes.
I bet those golden tickets make the chocolate taste terrible.
That was the best scene of the film so far.
I'll give them anything. Anything they want. What did they ask for?
They want your case of Wonka bars.
How long will they give me to think it over?
The finder is Lucky Alberto Mignoletta.
Little boy's got to have something in this world to hope for. What's he got to hope for now? Yeah, let him sleep. Let him have one last dream.
Was that a coin he found in the gutter?
Why not try a regular Wonka bar this time?
Fine.
That gambler from Paraguay made up a phony ticket.
So that was a fraud, the one in Paraguay.
Hey, you've got it! You've got the last golden ticket!
The happiness in the child actor's eyes. That's pretty good acting from him.
I congratulate you, little boy. Well done.
And we finally get to hear
Oscar Slugworth,
Slugworth,
president of Slugworth Chocolates Incorporated. So all I want you to do is to get hold of just one everlasting gobstopper and bring it to me so that I can find the secret formula. Your reward will be 10,000 of these.
I like the choice Stewart made by framing Slugworth so close to his face, making him even more intimidating than the last couple of times we've seen him.
You may bring with you one member of your own family, but no one else.
I wish you could go.
So he finally stands up. He's not even used to walking a lot.
I haven't done this in 20 years, 'cause I've got a golden ticket.
Here's the song.
And with a golden ticket, it's a golden day.
The way home today, I ran into Mr. Slugworth. Hey, Mom, we're on TV.
Hey, Montana, don't forget to visit both.
Dad, for heaven's sake, this is my show.
Each one of the kids have their own personalities. We're almost 45 minutes into the film, and we still haven't seen Willy Wonka yet. Finally, Gene Wilder.
Would you come forward, please?
So he was kind of faking it, as in walking slowly. He just wanted to give everybody a show.
Little surprises around every corner, but nothing dangerous.
Hereby management cannot be responsible for any accidents, incidents, loss of property. That's a lot of fine print right there.
Violet, baby, don't you sign anything there. What's this all about? Standard form of contract. Violet. Oh, wait a minute. What's all that small print there at the bottom? Oh, if you have any problems, dial information. Thank you for calling.
They made a big deal of signing this contract, so I wonder whether that will have any significance later in the plot. It's an optical illusion.
Hey, the room is getting smaller.
Another optical illusion.
Inside this room, all of my dreams become realities, and almost everything you'll see is eatable. The chocolate room.
Wow. I've seen wallpapers and stuff of this before, but never the whole frame, the whole set. I mean,
And you'll be in a world of pure imagination.
I've heard this song too. I've heard these decades ago and somehow they still in my head. It's amazing how human memory works. Ooh, nice choreography.
If you truly wish to be.
I wonder if Wilder himself is singing the song or not. I like Augustus. He's not very active, he's just sitting and eating.
Disgusting, dirty river.
It's chocolate.
It's chocolate.
That's chocolate. A chocolate river. They're little men.
Oompa Loompas.
No Oompa Loompas. Well, the poor little Oompa Loompas were so small and helpless, they would get gobbled up right and left. A Wang Doodle would eat 10 of them for breakfast and think nothing of it.
Wang Doodle.
So I said, come and live with me in peace and safety.
Hey, Daddy, I want an Oompa Loompa. I want you to get me an...
Grandpa, look at Augustus.
Please, I beg you, Augustus!
It doesn't look like Wonka's too concerned.
It's terrible.
He's gonna go this time.
I hope it or her little boy's liable to get poured into the boiler.
Hey!
I've got a perfect puzzle for you.
I know this song too. In The Office, the TV show, has a song similar to this.
Wow, what a boat.
Oh, looks good.
You're going to love this.
I really like the songs in the film. Out of the 4 we've heard, I like 3 of them.
Suckerman, you can spit in 7 different colors.
Spitting's a dirty habit.
I know a worse one.
Says the girl who's got her finger up her nose.
That's the sailor's way.
Hang on, darling, just close your eyes and hang on tight.
Wow, this took a pretty psychedelic turn with the prism colors.
Now I am gonna be sick.
Is the Grizzly Reaper mowing? Yes! We're there.
They're inventing room. So don't touch a thing.
I noticed not all the Oompa Loompas are little people. There are kids dressed up as Oompa Loompas too mixed in there.
A ding, sweet lovers love the spring.
What's that for?
Gives it a little kick.
Literally gives it a little kick.
This is the most secret machine in my entire factory. Can't you see? It makes everlasting gobstoppers.
Everlasting gobstoppers.
Who wants an everlasting gobstopper?
Me!
I can only give them to you if you solemnly swear to keep them for yourselves. Agreed?
Agreed.
Oh, these props and machines are very well made for the time.
Finito! This little piece of gum is a 3-course dinner.
Bull. No, roast beef, but I haven't got it quite right yet.
I don't care.
Oh!
It's tomato soup.
Stop, don't.
Why doesn't she listen to Mr. Wonka?
Because, Charlie, she's a nitwit.
Wonka repeatedly telling them what not to do.
Baked potato. Mmm. Dessert? Here it comes. Blueberry pie and cream. It's the most marvelous blueberry pie I've ever tasted.
Holy Toledo, what's happening to your face?
Cool it, Dad. Let me finish.
Always goes wrong when we come to the dessert. Always.
You're blowing up.
I feel funny.
I'm not surprised.
Would you roll the young lady down to the juicing room at once, please?
I've got another puzzle for you.
Now her face is painted blue and purple.
Given good manners, you will go far.
Where is fancy bread? In the heart or in the head?
I think that had special meaning.
3 good, sweet little children left.
Oh, come on, let us try some, please.
No, absolutely not.
Let's take a drink, Charlie. Nobody's watching.
And this is the first time Charlie and the grandpa didn't listen to Willy Wonka.
Hey, it's fun, Grandma. It works.
This wasn't very difficult to shoot, but it's pretty creative how they came up with the idea though.
Hey, Grandpa, I can't get down.
Please, turn off the fan. Oh! Good boy.
They can't be doing what they're doing, but they are. These are the geese that lay the golden eggs.
That's another optical illusion. Very, very well done.
The egg indicator can tell the difference between a good egg and a bad egg.
No, I want one of those.
They're not for sale.
Name the price.
She can't have them.
Son, give it to me. Now, I want the world. I want to wear 'em like braids in my hair, and I don't want to share 'em.
She'll be the next child that gets eliminated.
Don't care how I want it now.
Oh, what a fitting end to that character, I think.
Where does it lead to?
To the furnace.
Daddy's coming!
Well, I think that furnace is lit only every other day. So they have a good sporting chance, haven't they?
No straight answers at all from Willy Wonka.
Oompa, loompa, doompa dee dee.
Transportation has already been arranged.
This film is using a lot of very well done camera tricks and optical illusions.
Television.
It's Wonka. Goggles on, please.
Action!
It's flying over our heads in a million pieces. There it is.
It's real. What about people?
People?
Oh no.
I don't really know. Suppose I could. Stop, don't come back. Don't look shouting here. Watch the screen.
Look at me, everybody. I'm the first person in the world to be sent by television. Wow, what a wild trip that was.
Nobody's gonna hear about this.
Where are you taking me? I don't want to go in there.
Oompa, loompa, doompa dee doo. I've got another puzzle for you.
Mr. Wonka, what's going to happen to the other kids?
I promise you they'll be quite all right. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Excuse me for not showing you out. Straight up the stairs. You'll find the way. I'm terribly busy. Whole day wasted. Goodbye to you both.
It's over?
But I'm gonna find out.
Whoa. Everything's cut in half. Does that mean everything's incomplete, like his life or something?
I just wanted to ask about the chocolate. When does he get it?
He doesn't.
Come on, Charlie.
But Charlie's inherently good.
Charlie, you won! You did it! You did it! I knew you would! I just knew you would! Please, forgive me. Come in, Mr. Wilkinson. Charlie, meet Mr. Wilkinson. Pleasure.
Slugworth.
No, that's not Slugworth. He works for me.
Oh, this was all a test!
And you passed the test. This is the great glass Wonkavator. And up until now, I've pressed them all.
Except
one. This one. There it goes. Hold on, everybody.
Wow.
I think it's the most wonderful place in the whole world.
I'm very pleased to hear you say that, because I'm giving it to you. So, who can I trust to run the factory when I leave and take care of the Oompa Loompas for me?
And that's why you sent out the golden tickets.
That's right. So the factory's yours, Charlie. You can move in immediately. Don't forget what happened to the man who suddenly got everything he always wanted.
What happened?
He lived happily ever after.
That was a very wholesome film. Okay, so I took some time to collect my thoughts. That was a fun movie. I have to say that it was a little child-focused for my taste, but nonetheless, I can imagine the effect it might have had on a young 1971 audience. There was a lot of imagination, creativity, and soul to the film. Charlie's story was heartwarming, but I don't think he was the main character despite being presented as such. The strengths of the film were the music, the sets, excellent optical illusion work, and a strong performance by Wilder. I would consider the weaknesses the cinematography, editing, and the acting by the other stars, which I found to be a little too over the top and weak at times. Let's start with the directing by Mel Stewart and the screenplay by Roald Dahl. The story was straightforward enough. with the duo introducing us to Charlie, a poor boy with a heart of gold and an excellent work ethic. He was shown to provide for his entire family alongside his mother. Despite being a child, he had a paper route, and he gave every single penny he made to the betterment of his mother and grandparents. As this was being shown, exposition was given to us regarding Willy Wonka, a reclusive chocolate maker whose factory has been locked, and the recipes have been a closely guarded secret for a long time. He's probably just scared of spies and stuff. Anyway, it's revealed that Willy Wonka had hidden 5 golden tickets in his Wonka bars, and he would give a tour of the factory and a lifetime supply of chocolate to the 5 lucky winners. As the tickets are found by various kids around the world, Charlie also hopes for one. One interesting choice made by Dahl was naming the children after their personalities. For example, Mike TV's was obsessed with TV, and Verica Salt, I think. Verica Salt was a spoilt and salty child. Or even the German Augustus Gloop, who was gluttonous. They're all fitting names. Charlie finds the 5th and last golden ticket when it's revealed that the previous winner from Paraguay was a fraud. One other thing I have to note, that even when each of the golden ticket winners were found, Mr. Slugworth, Wonka's rival, offers them money to retrieve Wonka's latest and greatest invention, the everlasting gobstopper. What a whimsical name. Anyway, Charlie chooses his supportive grandparent, Joe, as his chaperone and arrives at the day of the tour. Finally, after half the movie, we're introduced to Willy Wonka, initially appearing to be a jolly. It is slowly implied by his facial expressions and dialogue that something might be going on that the audience is not aware of. All of the 5 kids are made to sign a contract, and their tour begins in Candyland, essentially. The first one to break the rules happens to be Augustus, who drinks from the chocolate river and gets sucked into the pipework. As everyone is freaking out, Willy Wonka reassures them that they're not in real danger, albeit a little suspiciously. One by one, the rest of the kids break the rules, and they also disappear, leaving only Charlie and his Grandpa Joe. When they are unceremoniously led to the exit without the promised lifetime supply of chocolates, Grandpa Joe confronts Willy Wonka about it. Wonka reminds them that they broke their contract too by secretly drinking the fizzy lifting drinks, which further enrages Grandpa Joe, and he suggests to Charlie that maybe he should just hand over his everlasting gobstopper to Mr. Slugworth for the money. Instead, what Charlie does is he walks up to Wonka and just returns it to him instead. Wonka's demeanor immediately changes, and he declares that Charlie as the winner and reveals that Mr. Slugworth was an employee all along. He says that it was all an elaborate morality test to find a worthy heir to his factory. As they fly over the city in what they call a Wonkavator, Willy Wonka tells Charlie that he intends to hand over the factory to him when he retires, and he was allowed to bring his entire family with him too. At first and throughout the film, I was expecting Wonka to have a sinister plan or something about him, but nope, he just wanted his heir. Although it sends a good message to kids, I couldn't help but wonder what else the director and writer could have done with this subplot. Anyways, good but not amazing writing and directing. The music in this film was wonderful. I'll be the first one to admit I'm not the biggest fan of musicals, but the songs here have been stored somewhere in my subconscious for decades, and I got a huge dose of weird nostalgia remembering the tunes. The Oompa Loompas, they were wonderful, and their dance choreography especially was very creative. I thought they would have bigger roles in the film, but again, no. They didn't serve a narrative purpose, I felt, and I believe they could have done more in that department. Anyways, as the video hasn't been edited yet, I'm still recording. I'm not sure how much of the music I can keep, but the songs, they were wonderful, honestly. The sets and props and the chocolate making machines were excellently made. This was a real highlight of the film for me, and I could see how it might spark the imaginations of kids around that time. The sets were colorful and filled to the brim with detail, and the machines were whimsical and often had weird contraptions coming out of them. The optical illusion work of the cinematography was excellent, and I would go as far as to say this was the best part of the cinema work, the others being a little weaker. Finally, Gene Wilder played Willy Wonka. His performance was great. I wish he had a stronger script to work with because I would have loved to see his cynical side come out a little more. He played Wonka with a depressed smile. By that I mean he was shown to be happy on the outside with sadness in the inside. That's a very difficult thing to do as an actor. Wilder had the best performance in the film, and I'd love if you recommend some more of his films to me. As for criticisms of the film, I have mentioned them before. The cinematography, some of the performances, and the script itself, I believe could have a little more depth to it. But then again, this was a film made mostly for children, and more depth might have been lost on them. And if that was their intention, I understand that, and good job. Overall, I did enjoy this film. It was good, not great. The music and Gene Wilder, they were amazing though. Roald Dahl was one of the world's best children's storytellers, and I'll always be a big fan of his work. I would recommend this film for adults, but highly recommend it, even go as far as to say mandatory viewing for kids, because there are certain lessons to be learned from this film. Anyways, thank you for watching. I have a Patreon page. Consider being a patron. Subscribe to the channel. Like if you liked this video. Dislike it if you didn't. I will see you in the next one. Bye.